name is Catherine Murch, and I'm 22 years old. I was born deaf to an all-hearing family. Luckily, my mom knew sign language when she was pregnant with me, and she found out that I was deaf after birth when I was a baby, and she taught me sign language, and that's what helped me to grow and become a very successful woman. And now I am Miss Deaf Texas for 2007, 2009, and hopefully I'm going to become Miss Deaf America soon for 2008 to 2010. I'll be going to the Miss Deaf America pageant. There are different parts: talent, platform, evening dress, and a private interview, and an on-stage interview. The top 10 will compete again and do the same performance on stage for an audience. And then they're going to count the top 5 to do a stage interview, and then those 2 questions are very important to decide who will be the next Miss Deaf America. My goal is to become Miss Deaf America, and that's important because I want to spread a message around the world that deaf people can, deaf people will, and we've overcome so much, and we can continue to overcome and be successful. I want to emphasize better deaf education, because right now the average deaf person has a reading level of 4th grade upon graduation. 1.5% of people graduate, only 1.5% actually graduate from college. I've researched and read documentation and research and found that we need, the root of the problem is that we need to focus on that problem, and when we focus when we focus our attentions on the problem, it will improve. And my focus will be on educating deaf children and their parents, because 90% of deaf children are born to hearing parents, and parents don't know what to do, they don't know how to communicate. As a result, the child doesn't have enough exposure to early language before school age at home. And that late development in language really delays their education in school. My focus is to teach parents through immediate identification after birth. When the parent finds out at the hospital that the child is deaf, they can get unbiased information then that will help teach parents about different issues related to options in education and communication and things that are possible and that their child can succeed. And that way parents can communicate with their child by learning to sign ASL, which is important. It's a visual language. It allows us to communicate. It benefits the deaf community and the hearing community. You can eat and sign at the same time without lack of communication. You can chat across the room. You can understand each other perfectly in a crowded, noisy room. Sign language can develop in a child before spoken language. So we encourage parents to learn sign and teach the children how to sign and communicate with them. It's not going to be perfect. It'll be baby signs, but it'll be communication, milk or water or food or hungry. From there on, learning sign language can be attached to English words, and then they can become bilingual, and that's a point of education. That child will have 2 languages, and they will have experiences with both deaf and hearing communities. And they can talk about anything they want to, and that empowers them.